The camera that I make these videos on is hang on a second, it's a Flip, Flip Ultra I think it's called. But the reason why I mention this is because when I start it up, it makes this little sound. It goes doodle-loop, and then when you shut it down, it goes doodle-loop, doodle-loop, doodle-loop. And I've noticed that in a few other cameras, video cameras at work, and they make a different sound completely, but they still do that same rising intonation at startup and falling intonation at shutdown. When you start them, they go doodle-loop, shut them down, doodle-loop, doodle-loop, doodle-loop. It's weird that it's so consistent. I mean, I'm assuming there's a whole body of writing about this, and probably the people who've manufactured these things have done a lot of market research to understand why people, why those noises are good noises to make. But I think there's a kind of metaphorical, poetic logic behind it, maybe. That rising intonation, doodle-loop, is, it is a rising intonation. It's part of a system of, I guess, kind of synesthetic metaphors, where we conceptualize different notes, that sequence of notes, do-do-doop, as if they were at different kind of vertical levels. You put them on a stave, and a musical stave at those levels, and but you can kind of feel it in your body, that do-do-doop. And I can't help doing that with my head when I'm doing it, do-do-doop. And conversely, when it's going down, again we talk about low notes and high notes, and when it goes from a high note to a low note, doodle-doot, again we'd notate that down the musical stave, and we kind of conceive it as going down, doodle-loop. So there's that bit of it, that kind of synesthetic transformation. I'm not quite sure why it exists, I'll have to look into that. But then there's this other thing about why is it when I turn the camera on it does the up bit, and why do I turn it off it does the down bit? And why indeed do I call it starting up and shutting down? Because the camera isn't going anywhere, and nothing in the camera is rising and falling. So it's in my thinking that's rising and falling. So somehow, intuitively, not just me, but presumably a lot of people, otherwise it wouldn't have made it onto the software, a lot of people seem to conceive rising with starting up and beginning and coming to life and being ready to work, and falling as shutting down, ending, going to sleep, terminating, those kind of things. I would guess, I'm just speculating whilst I talk here, but just the sounds of what I'm saying myself make it feel to me as if it's coming out of just bodily responses. In the morning you get up out of bed, and there you go, you're up, the day has begun, you've come to life, you've woken up, your eyes are open, the light is streaming in, you're ready to work. At the end of the day, you kind of feel gravity pulling you down, you're tired, you head towards your pit, the light's dim, your eyes close, and you go to sleep. And I guess in kind of broader terms, life and death is the same thing, isn't it? We kind of rise from the earth, if you like, via the vagina. We kind of rise from the earth and out of the crib and out of the cot and into the world to be 6 foot tall ambulatory bipeds. And then as we age, the descent begins again. We stoop and we go lower, and we put our hands on Zimmer frames and we get lower down to the ground until we're in a wheelchair. And again we get horizontal and we go back into the earth again. So there seems to be a kind of rising and falling profile in just the embodiment of our humanity, really, on a small scale, over the course of a day, and also over the course of a lifetime. There's this sense of a rise and fall, and maybe that's being captured in this little flip camera here. Maybe that's what's being invoked by the doodle-loop. Oh, I'm awake and I'm ready to take some videos, it's saying. And at the end of it, I press this button, which I'm going to do right now, and it goes to Bobo's. Night night, little flip camera. Night night, YouTube.